Let's see what happens.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, I am getting kind of stressed out with attempting to stream on Twitch and record video on OBS, my microphone, my webcam, and whatnot. There's nothing wrong with my mic, nothing wrong with my webcam. It's my computer. It's a desktop office computer. I mean, it's Windows 10, but I mean, it doesn't have a graphics card. It you know, does kind of the bare minimum, and it only maxes out at 8 gigs of RAM. You know what? I think it's about that time I get a new computer. If only I knew somebody that could build computers. I mean, I know a little bit, but I mean, that actually has spare parts. Someone I could trust. Someone who's a real friend. Oh, my good friend Eric at NTI Compass Computers. Let me call him up. I'm not picking that up. Yeah, sorry guys, it was Cody Rhodes. Okay, my schedule's too busy to make an appearance in WWE Raw. Sorry. Yeah, let me call him up. My good friend Eric at NTI Compass Computers.
The phone ringing. Who's calling me? Hello? Oh, hey Sam.
Hey Eric.
Yo, what's up? It's good.
Nothing much. I was wondering if maybe you could build me a newer, better computer.
A new computer? I mean, I guess so. Probably have a bunch of like random parts and stuff lying around.
Cause yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've seen my attempts at streaming. I mean, sometimes it comes out good. When you came here to visit and we did some streams, it seemed okay. But, you know, it's got issues, and this computer can't handle OBS. It seems like it can't handle much. And I mean, I open a folder on my computer and it takes forever, and this thing only maxes out at 8 gigs of RAM. So, could you help me out?
Yeah, man, I think I can help you out. I mean, building computers, actually pretty fun. And like I said before, I got like a bunch of stuff lying around, so why not? I think I can fit all those parts your way.
Alright, cool, awesome, man. Yeah, you know, it'd be really cool too if you did a video building it, and then, you know, I could promote it, you could promote my stuff, you know, kind of doing the Tony Khan, AEW Impact stuff, even though they stopped doing it, but yeah, we're gonna keep it going.
Hell yeah, keep it going. You know how much I like making videos, dude. Of course I'll film it.
Alright, awesome.
Yeah, I'll film it and I'll even test it out and everything. And when it's all ready, I'll ship it on over to you.
I'd really appreciate it, and once it's done and I have the computer, I'll probably do like a little review or something on it. Maybe we could just put the whole video together, like just everything, just even this phone call. If you just so happen to be recording yourself too right now, you could like put this, you building it, and then I'll review it at the end and something, and we could all just put it together.
Yeah, man, don't even worry about it. I'll build this thing for you and it'll be all set for you.
Alright, that's awesome. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
But yeah, man, it's no problem. I'll build the computer. I'll let you know when it's done. You can even check out my video. Yeah, alright.
Alright, man.
I'll catch you later, dude.
Alright, take care. Peace. Well, seems like I'm gonna be having a new computer soon.
Alright, guess I gotta build Sam a computer. Now to go and see what parts I have lying around. And now it's time for today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by NextPCB. NextPCB offers totally free PCB prototyping. That's right, $0 for 1 to 4 layer PCBs. All you gotta do is click the button and then upload your file. The website will automatically figure out what to do with it. And then bam, $0 PCB prototyping. Also, if you sign up now with the link in my description, you get a $100 coupon and even 40% off 4-layer PCBs. Don't forget to check the description for the link to NextPCB. In there will be the 40% off coupon and even the $0 1-4-layer PCB prototyping. NextPCB. Okay, so in order to make Samster a computer, the first thing we need is, well, a motherboard. And I found this just in my storage. I don't remember where I got it or who I got it from, and I don't know if it works. So I guess we're gonna find out if it works. This is a Asus motherboard with a pretty awesome looking Zalman cooler on it and no RAM. So I did order some RAM for it and some other parts, which you'll see later on. So if this does work, hopefully we'll have Samster a nice new computer. First things first, we're going to take off this cooler to see what CPU we got, and also replace the thermal paste. Who knows how long it's been on there. It's probably good to put some new stuff on anyway. So in order to take the cooler off, we're going to use our iFixit kit with this nice little bendy thing, because this one screw here is under the fan, and I'm not sure how I get that out otherwise, so hopefully I can get the screw bit in there and turn it. Yep, there we go. Just get this. Just get this on out like that. Turn it around. And I guess I don't really need this here, but it's already in. So let's just use it to get this screw off. And take our cooler off. That's quite a bit of thermal paste there. I should unplug this. Okay, after a quick clean with just a little bit of alcohol, we can see we have our CPU here. This is a i7 2600K, which I guess is kind of old, but hopefully it's still a good CPU. I think the CPU actually does have a built-in iGPU, so we can use the built-in graphics port on here before we worry about putting in a graphics card. About that, I do have a graphics card on order from China, so hopefully I get that. Let's put some new thermal paste on so we can put the cooler back on. Now, of course, everyone has their own rules about how to put thermal paste on, what's too much, what's too little. It doesn't really matter. This stuff hopefully is non-conductive. Usually I like to just draw a little X with it, like this, and like this. That should probably be enough. That's probably fine here. I'm not too worried about it. So our cooler was on with the fan facing this way. The weight of the cooler should hopefully, squish down the thermal paste nicely. And then this bracket went on over it, and then we screwed on down. All right, get the motherboard out of the way for a bit. We'll come back to it later, and then instead come over to this personal computer. In fact, this is not a computer, this is just an empty case. So in order to make Sam's computer here a bit cheaper, I guess, I'm just using parts I pretty much just happen to have lying around. That motherboard I got from, I don't know, this case that I got when I grabbed a bunch of other stuff on Craigslist, and the dude just kind of threw this case in. Not sure what else I was going to use it for, so I guess I can use it here. I think the only thing I really purchased for Sam's computer here is a some RAM, a video card, and I guess some fans. And in case anyone saw that cricket jumping on this box, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, it's fine. It's just my basement. There's sometimes things walking around. It's all good. It jumped away. There's no need to worry about it. So anyway, in our box here we have some styrofoam. And we have a computer case. Now as you can see here, not a gamer computer case, nothing fancy. This is just a pretty bog standard, like, what, late 90s, early 2000s, or I don't know, whatever, just you know, computer case here. This is, you know, ACX and not AT. Unfortunately, there's no USB ports for anything on the front, but we do have a solution for that. So let's open this on up and I guess throw all our components into it. All right, let's crack this thing on open. There are no screws in it right now. So let's just take our side panel off, and you see nothing terribly special here. Just a computer case. Old school computer case with the power supply at the top. Speaking of which, don't know if this power supply works, but we have to take it out anyway because we can't use it. It doesn't have the right connectors on it. We need a different connector for the 24 pin here, and we don't have the extra CPU connector or SATA connectors, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this out. Looks like we got some extra hardware and stuff here, possibly some screws and stuff. If not, I got some screws lying around. It's all good. So yeah, let's get to work on our case here. First things first, we're gonna take out our power supply here. So it looks like maybe I can take the top of this case off. That'll make it a bit easier to get to things. Let's just see what we got. You can take off this screw here for the power supply. So I guess you can call a system like this, is it a sleeper? Yeah, because you know we're gonna have an old looking computer case here, but we're gonna have, you know, pretty much modern parts in it. It's gonna be not what it seems from the outside. No RGB, no windows, no flashy lights, just the most generic case you can think of with some decent parts in it. And here's the power supply we took out. An Enermax unit, don't know how many watts this is, 300 watts. So I guess that's not the worst power supply. It's just we can't use it for this build, but I'm sure I have another retro machine where I can actually use this. What we're going to use is this Corsair unit, which I just happen to have lying around. I'm pretty sure it works. I have no reason to believe that it doesn't. Being ATX, it should hopefully fit in there. I guess I have to put the fan side down. This is how old computers used to work. It would pull the air in from the inside of the case and blow it out the back. Alright, so let's hope this power supply actually fits in this case. I'm going to assume it does. Let's go ahead and... Yep. Fits in there just fine, actually. It's a little hard for me to hold it up, but it's in there. Just got to screw it on in. There we go. Perfect fit. And now the computer is slightly heavier due to our power supply being in there. You never know, that wasn't the original power supply. Anyway, I guess we'll get some standoffs and we'll go ahead and put our motherboard in. But before we do that, we need to get our I/O shield. And interestingly, I don't know if you can see this, but we have an I/O shield, sort of, but it's screwed in. I don't really understand that. I'm gonna hope that I can just pop in a normal I/O shield and not need to have one custom made or something. Yeah, we have like a little metal I/O shield here that was screwed in. I don't know what the point of that was, but let's get our real I/O shield and stick it on in there. Alright, I/O shield. Making sure to line it up the correct way. Like this. Then we install it from the inside. Yep, it's in there. Don't know why the other one was screwed in, so I guess we'll have these random screw holes here, but oh well. Now I need to get some standoffs, screw them into the case, and then we'll put our motherboard in. Sorry for the handheld shaky cam. There's no standoffs. I just wanted to put the motherboard in to do a test fit, and the drive cage kind of sort of overlaps the motherboard a little bit. Yeah, right there. I don't think that's a problem, but it's a little weird. I don't think it's going to cause any actual problem. I don't think it's actually touching it, but it is kind of over it. Obviously, these last 3 sets of screws here won't be screwed into anything, 'cause there's nothing there. But the rest of it will be, so the motherboard should be fine in here. I'm not really worried. Alright, well, the motherboard's all screwed on in. But the case came with the right screws, the right standoffs, and even these little nylon pegs, because not all the standoffs lined up. So you gotta push these nylon pegs through the back of the case into the board. But it's not going anywhere. And, well, we'll figure out cable management and stuff later, because we gotta figure out how to plug all this stuff in, and, well, that's a problem for later. For now, let's get some drives and stick them on the front. Before we do that, before we do drives, we're gonna do fans. Got some nice PWM 80mm fans here. One for the front of the case, one for the back. So at least we have, I don't know if we have decent airflow, but hopefully better than just the fan that's on the power supply only. So I got the front panel off. You can see there's some screws here, so that's how you take the top off, but don't need to do that right now. There are just some clips on the back you had to just push. Unfortunately, one of them broke. You just kind of push these little clips. It comes off. I'm going to try to glue that back together. Not that it matters, but it bugs me that I broke it. Okay, well, that's hopefully gluing back together. Let's go ahead and stick a fan on the front of the case. These fans are nice because they're PDM and you can daisy chain them, because I think there's only one PWM port on the motherboard, so I'm going to need these fans daisy chained together in order for that to work. So we're probably going to put this guy right on here, have it suck air in, and then we'll have it blow it out the other side. So we'll get our screws and we'll screw that on in. Alright, got our fan in the back there, and we're going to focus on some drives. First we have an SSD here. This is from another project I was working on. 240 gig, so should hopefully be enough for Windows. 1 terabyte hard drive I had lying around. Not sure what's on it. Probably don't care about it. This can go in here too. DVD burner, cheap, got a pile of them. And not just drives, we got some extra things too. Well, I need this adapter for the SSD, put it in a hard drive bay. We also have USB 2 and USB 3 front panel. So we have some USB ports on the front. These will fit in where the floppy drives would go. Super glue works. Our fan actually fits in there. There's not much room for air here, but even modern cases have that problem. And I popped out some of the plastic here so we can load in our external facing drives. You know, again, like this guy. Again, we'll have to worry about our cable management later. There's a lot of cables that have to happen, but so up here, now we have a nice USB 2 and audio connectors. And then we'll even have some nice USB 3 connectors. It's like I said about this being a sleeper here, you know. Look at this beige case and then USB 2 and USB 3 ports. Our DVD burner will slot in right there. Maybe is it hitting on something? Oh, I can't push the DVD burner in any further than that because the motherboard's in the way. Probably good enough. And then underneath here are 2 more 3.5-inch bays, which will fit our SSD and the adapter and our hard drive. I'm going to screw all this in off camera because, you know, we're just screwing things in and stuff. It's not really that interesting, though. I think to get this top one off, I probably should have the front panel back off again to get to the screws, but because of the glue, I'm not going to do that. I'll just find a way to screw it on in. It's fine. Yeah. The CD-ROM drive moved up a little bit. It doesn't hit the motherboard anymore. So we got our nice little front panel here. We even got our hard drive and our SSD all screwed in. Guess now we have to figure out how to plug in all of these cables. It's gonna be fun. All right, so all the front panel connectors are on our block here, except we're missing one. This cable here says T/S LED. That's supposed to be like for a turbo switch or something. I mean, this is an old case, so I'm not entirely sure where that goes. So there's 3 LEDs in the front, one for hard drive, one for the power, and I don't know what this one is for. Be cool if there was like an Ethernet light or something I could connect that to, but looks like that middle light just not gonna be connected to anything. Not the best, but we have things plugged on in here. We got our power plugged in, got our hard drives plugged in. Need to plug in our USB 3 cable. I'll do that in a little bit. Also our USB 2 header. You know, this is the audio header, but the USB 2 header as well. So the next step is to, well, we can't turn it on without any RAM, right? So we need to get some of that. Luckily, when I checked the mail this morning, we got some RAM. Two sticks of RAM here, 16 gigs total, to be plenty. I don't know if you can see that, but the RAM is installed. I have to eventually move all these wires out of the way to get everything to fit nicely. At least now, hopefully this machine will actually boot up. And well, the last thing now is be able to, you know, see something. So this does have integrated graphics, or at least the CPU should have integrated graphics, but lucky for me, or rather, lucky for Sam, I do have something better than the integrated graphics. This here is I think it's an RX 560 4 gig. Nothing too fancy, doesn't even have a power connector, but should be better than the onboard graphics and should be plenty for, you know, trying to stream. This should hopefully have a video encoder on it. Should work fine with OBS and even play some basic games, but for what I know Sam does, this should be perfect. All right, and now on the back, I don't know if you can see, but on the back here, I have to unscrew this panel first in order to get to the expansion slots. Take out our top one here. And double check that was the correct one. Yeah, it's the two below it. So I'll go ahead and put that back in, but we need to pop out this piece of metal here. Let's hope this video card actually fits inside our case here. There is a lot of stuff in the way. Okay, now we're basically done here. Going to clean up some of these wires and then see if anything happens. Like I said, best thing to do is just to hopefully organize all of these cables. There's really nowhere to hide them, so sometimes you just kind of stuff all the cables in here, and I don't really think there's any space between the back of the case and the side panel, so I don't know if I can hide them there. If I'm lucky, I can stash extra cables like down here from the power supply or something. I don't know. It'd be much easier for me to do this off camera. Don't know if I'd call it good, but all the cables are tied up and the machine boots and it seems to work. Now we just gotta install Windows on it and ship it off to Samster and see what it does with it. Yeah, you know, all of these power supply cables are kind of stuffed in there and there's cables kind of tied down to random points. It's not pretty because this case is not designed to be pretty with cables, but at least everything is in there. No cables are touching fans or anything. Like, everything is good. So before we finish up, we have one final thing to do. On the front, there's this, you know, little empty spot here. And you know what goes in those empty spots? Stickers. We got to give our machine here a nice NTI Compass badge. So that way Sam will always know who made it. Also, it looks to be a peel here. Is that something I missed? Oh yeah. It looks like I can peel this plastic here. Alright, we'll throw our side panel on and we're done. So, one more thing. Apparently in the box of this case was this interesting little plastic piece, which for some reason just goes on the back here. Now I don't know why you'd want this, but apparently you can, so let's screw it on. Well, I certainly don't know what the point of that is, but now it's got a little plastic cover on the back. Looks like this fan should still be able to breathe through it, no problem. You can still access all our ports and everything. So I don't know, I guess just for aesthetics, because no, this literally covers up all of the screws. You can't see the power supply screws or any of the other screws, so maybe that's why. I don't know. In case you're wondering what this is, pretty sure it's for this little piece, which slides in here, I think, like that. Or maybe you have to slide it in with this piece off. No, it would slide in inside the case like this, and then this little piece would stick out like that, and this would, I guess, lock. I think it locks in the PCI brackets or something. I don't know exactly what this is for. Or it might also be for like a lock or something. This would be inside the case, and then you can clip something to it. Don't know. Obviously not going to install it, but now we have a functional computer. Welcome to Samster Entertainment. I'm just here to test Sam's computer out before we send it off to him. I'm obviously not Samster, but he'll love this. Just make sure his computer is actually good and it can stream, it can do all the stuff that he wants to do, you know? Before he had whatever crappy computer he was filming with, and there, I don't know if he can friggin' like record games and stream and do all that stuff at the same time, but here we are. On the new machine I made for him, we could play games, and we could even record and stream all that at the same time. Man, it's gonna make his videos way better. At least I hope so. And there we are, Sam's computer all built, tested, and ready to go. I'm gonna ship it off to him, and next time you see this machine, it'll be on his channel. Catch you later.